everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Nerds of the Round Table. Congratulations on making it here, folks, because you have found the greatest location to discuss all of your favorite things: movies, video games, television, comic books, and if those aren't your favorite things, then I'm sorry, the Polly Pocket channel is that way. I welcome, as usual, my guests with me. We have Mr. Benjamin Swift sitting on my left. We have Mr. Noah Cormier sitting on my right. And we have Mr. Jeremy Dada on my other right. So, how are you guys feeling today? You good? You ready to talk about some stuff?
I'm more than ready.
The very first episode today.
I've been waiting
very
for this.
happy. Yeah, I think all of our fans are waiting for the same thing. So, all right. So we have a lot to talk about today, especially with yesterday being the big Star Wars celebration, where a whole bunch of stuff came out. And as a Star Wars nerd, I am dutifully excited, and that is a word. Look it up.
I don't know that word.
Hey, he said duty.
I'm sorry, Jeremy. What did I say about the Polly Pocket channel? Anyways, so the biggest thing to come out of the Star Wars celebration yesterday, of course, was the long-awaited trailer, number 2, for Star Wars Episode 7. There were some fantastic things in this trailer, and we do have a lot of stills, so you can follow along with us at home while we're talking about this. So everyone here has seen the trailer, of course.
Yes,
I mean, everyone at home has seen the trailer. Yep. So first off, may I say, aha! Like, how awesome was that trailer? Like,
Dude,
seriously.
it was amazing.
Yeah, like
All of the nostalgia.
fourth.
I've probably seen the
I
Star Wars
fourth it,
franchise like hundreds of times, and this nostalgia was just
Yeah. So a couple of things I wanted to point out. First off, we do see Mark Hamill as reprising his role as Luke Skywalker, which he had the contractually obligated beard, but we didn't see that in the trailer. We did, however, see his robotic hand gently
Caressing the face of
R2-D2.
someone.
Could you do that to me?
What? Okay. Anyways, so we do get to see Mark Hamill. It looks like he's kind of in a desolate landscape and an oceanic zone type deal. We do see the destroyed remains of Darth Vader's helmet, which, as our producer Nicholas Moonstra pointed out to me a while ago, his helmet came off in 2 pieces. So get your stuff together, LucasArts. Yeah, that camera.
We're looking at you, Disney.
That camera. We're looking at that camera now. That camera.
Disney, it's your fault. Blame Disney.
So this line, which we have prepared for in the studio, upon hearing this, I was in tears. Can we get a roll the clip?
Chewie, we're home.
I'm home too, Han.
That was.
I'm home too.
Oh God, it hits right here.
That.
It's so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
It's like
It
perfect.
brings those feels back for you.
It's
You know, it's just
Waited
really.
so long
yeah.
for this.
Oh my
waited so
God, yeah,
long.
and just and.
I thought it would never come, and then
By the
Disney
way,
faced
update
Disney.
on Harrison Ford's condition for anyone who's following at home. Anyone who doesn't know, Harrison Ford was in a plane crash a couple weeks ago, flying his own personal plane because that's how cool Harrison Ford is.
Oh, yeah.
So he actually is in stable condition now. He's doing very well and ready to get back on the horse of filmmaking and things like that. That was an update from J.J. Abrams, so he should be good. Another thing I want to point out in that trailer is you see the ruins of the Imperial Star Destroyer, and if we do have an image of that if you'd like to pull it up in the studio. You can see how it's like put in the sand and stuff like that, and it's really cool looking to see the remains of what happens after the Empire was destroyed, as so we saw in Episode 6. So it's really cool to see how that. Reactions? What do you guys think about the trailer?
Just mind blown, literally mind blown.
Yeah.
Just
I'm waiting for the new special effects that they're gonna put on there. I'm really hoping for it to blow me away.
I hope it's as good.
Oh
as,
yes, we
like,
see that's the Imperial Star Destroyer right there in the ruins. So you can see how time has taken over the ruins and stuff like that. So you can see that this is a good amount of time away from, the original trilogy and stuff like that, because there has been the ruins of the Empire and things like that.
Have they said if there's a set many years apart from the last movie? Or?
They said it's something like 50. Because, I mean, obviously everyone is much older now, so they
Yes.
did bring back the original actors, so they couldn't say it's like 10 years later, but, they were, I mean, they could try to pull something off like that, like, you know,
Yeah, but it's gonna
it's
be
like,
hard.
you know, a half a minute later, but they just got really, really old in like 30 seconds, you know?
Do they know if the stormtroopers can actually aim now?
You know, I heard a story the other day about a stormtrooper and a red shirt from Star Trek getting in a fight. The stormtrooper missed every shot, but the red shirt still died anyways.
Oh, nice.
Has there been any news on why there's a black stormtrooper though? I'm just curious.
No, I do. A lot of people speculated that he is the second in command and stuff like that, or you know, as opposed to the there's the black stormtrooper, as opposed to the main villain of the story who has the the cross lightsaber that everyone was so upset about for some reason. So that's my speculation, is that he's kind of in command of the new Imperial troopers. But you know, that should be really cool to see. So keeping on the line of Star Wars, as well as coming out yesterday with a couple leaked images and such of Star Wars Battlefront, EA has today officially released a bunch of new screenshots as well as a release date for Star Wars Battlefront. Long anticipated, very happy to see it. We have a couple of the screenshots in the studio. You can take a look at them. It was announced that it will be coming out on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One on November 17th, 2015. So just a couple months before the movie, and by a couple I mean one. I need to learn to count. So the multiplayer will take on 4 locations: the desert planet of Tatooine, which we've seen before, the forest moon of Endor, which thank God we're finally going back there. That is like my favorite Star Wars planet. The desolate frozen wasteland of Hoth, and the previously unexplored Sullust, which was the Imperial outpost, factory for blowing stuff up. So what's great about this is it does look absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend you go home and check out a trailer. There was an official trailer released today, but we won't get into much into that. However, here's the big thing, is unlike Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, this one will not have a campaign. There will be no campaign on it whatsoever, which some people are considering, hey, that's good, because the amount of times that EA has screwed up a campaign is more than I can count on, my hand. So,
Then count on 2.
anyways. So, what do you guys think? Are you excited for the new Star Wars Battlefront?
I grew up with the PS2, played both the Battlefront games on it. It was phenomenal. I really did enjoy the campaign. I never really got into the multiplayer. So I'm disappointed that there's no campaign, but at the same time, I never really got into the multiplayer for the originals, but I'm sure it could go really good.
But I feel like at the time too, what's different about the original Battlefronts as compared to this one is that back in the day when you had a PlayStation 2, it was like wicked rare to see online gameplay. Like when that came out, because that was just a time when online gameplay was becoming popular, and so nobody really had it. Like Xbox Live was a thing of the past. Like everyone was like, what the heck? Now you can't find any device whatsoever without having some kind of online player internet connection, even stupid little cell phone games, So I think that's what the driving force is behind it. And honestly, I'm excited but not excited at the same time. As somebody that doesn't play a lot of multiplayer games, I feel like it's going to be, I'd buy it because it'd be a lot of fun. Because, what I love about the original campaigns is now transcending into a lot more, and there's going to be a lot more people online too.
My take probably on this game here, I'm probably not going to get it. One, I've never played any of the Star Wars Battlefront games, so I'm not really hyped up for this game as well either. But again, as the aspect is that there's no multiplayer on it, and the fact that I'm not really a multiplayer kind of person, I go for games that have good gameplay, story, and stuff like that. Something that will make me hold on to that, more say like Far Cry 3 or BioShock Infinite or The Last of Us. Games like that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You mean movies? Last of Us was a movie. Pretty good one.
Yes. Okay.
But I agree with that. The fact that there's no campaign kind of turns me away from it a little bit. Campaign, it's something I enjoy, having a storyline to go off of rather than just playing with a bunch of people from Finland.
Or a bunch of 12-year-olds yelling
For anybody
or
that
who
knows
did your mom
SpongeBob.
last night?
No,
EA, are you okay? Finland!
I have nothing against Finland, but I kind of like speaking English sometimes.
Yeah. Finnish is a weird language too, but
Only
I digress.
Sometimes.
So Star Wars Battlefront, produced by EA and DICE, will be coming out November 17th, 2015 for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, next gen only, so you past geners.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Out of luck.
So, keeping with the gaming strategy of it right now, we are moving on to a public service announcement for everyone. When I originally wrote my notes on this, I cast it as a public service announcement saying, everyone be warned. But after looking into it a little bit more, I kind of retract that service announcement. It's more just of a piece of news. Everyone, of course, who is a PC gamer remembers the atrocity that was the War Z, and how the same company tried to rename it to Infestation Survivor Stories just to get more sales, and it didn't get more sales because everyone realized it was just the same game but renamed. However, the team that made that game split apart, and now they're rebooting the game, teaming up with Romero, and that is not Doom creator John Romero. It is not Night of the Living Dead director George A. Romero. However, they are related. It's his son, George Cameron Romero, which, wow. So he is joining the production team, and he's helping them fix the game and get everything good. So to tell you the truth, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to seeing if they can turn this around after 2 terrible games looking to just take all your money and take all your time. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what could happen with this.
Kind of like how Five Nights at Freddy's is going right now.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I'm getting really annoyed with the survival horror genre in general because DayZ had success with it, and then everyone's bandwagoning and like,
it's just zombies in general.
Let's make my own H1.
So you can see up there, that's the first image released of the Aftermath logo. It's technically titled Romero's Aftermath. It's going to be set. It's a reboot of the game, basically. It's a reboot, but with help with George Cameron Romero. Yeah, I mean, it's just the zombies are out, folks. I'm sorry. Like, I gotta be the tough one to say this, but zombies are out. It's time. We've had 1.5 million zombie movies. Like, zombies were out for me, and 28 days later. That was it. Like, that was the end of it for me. I'm done.
I feel like people are overdoing zombies these days.
Yeah, I agree.
Even TV shows, I mean, like The Walking Dead, you just need that. You don't need anything else. You don't need, like, a prequel to The Walking Dead, which they actually are doing it.
Yeah,
and, I think that's kind of stupid.
No one to end it, folks. No one to end it.
As soon as I got to, I think it was season 3 with Walking Dead, I was just like, it's just the same thing. It's the same thing over and over again, but instead different people die, and at this point, I don't think that they're really building the characters up anymore. They're just like introducing characters and killing off other ones. It's not well thought out like the first few seasons were. And like, I just couldn't get into Walking Dead season 4 and on. Because
I think that, kudos to the company. They split off from the other one that was just trying to make money. Kudos to them for hiring George Cameron Romero for, trying to help it out. But move on, folks. Like, we get it. Zombies. Yeah. But,
Zombies.
But do something else. I'm tired of zombies. Honestly, everyone is.
But zombies.
We need something else.
We need zombies.
We need something new.
Zombos, the cereal.
Zombos. Yeah, that was the Order 1886. It was like vampires and
oh no,
werewolves.
dude, we don't talk about Order
talk about that
1886.
Let's not talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
6-hour.
So keeping on the subject of gaming in that aspect, I've said that twice. We're moving on to Mortal Kombat X was released this Thursday, April 14th.
Incredible.
I actually just picked it up last night, and I gotta say, brutal.
It's a Mortal Kombat game. What, you can't expect anything less than that.
They've actually, all the reviews of this is the best Mortal Kombat game to come out of NetherRealm Studios.
Oh, I agree.
And like most people say, like, for games you see like, oh yeah, well the original was the best or the second one was the best. This newest title is the best. We have, there's some new stuff going around. We have this new thing called a brutality, which is a new type of fatality. As you know, the types of fatalities, we have fatality, animality, friendship, all that stuff. Yeah. It looks, it's graphically stunning, visually amazing, and then even in gameplay, the frame rate doesn't drop for a second. So you can still continue to play along this game and see it as beautiful it is in this trailer. And while this is cinematic, this is how the game somewhat looks, obviously this scene, you don't get a dynamic camera like that, but they fixed all the animations when it comes to the fighting, so you can see, when you're trying to like hit somebody, you don't just see like, you actually, yeah, exactly. you actually see like you hitting them. Like it is very fluid with the animations and the movement, and it's visually stunning. As again, I will say one more time, brutal.
With 2 zeros.
With 2 zeros, with like 6, like two,
Over 9,000.
Yeah, you know.
Oh,
You know what? What year is it? What year is it?
It's year 3000.
Oh yeah. See. Okay. So this is the next thing I want to talk about is a hacker actually modded the game and took the character models for Baraka, Sindel, and Rain, and put them into the game. These 3 characters were announced to be not playable. However, they do show up in the storyline. Which is interesting, though, is that they simply matched files together, and these characters became playable. Which is very interesting to see, because that shows that they were meant to be playable at some point. You know what I mean? Or meant to be DLC characters, which that goes against the announce saying they only had 29 characters in all. So it's very interesting. It shows as either as if they were characters at one point and then taken out in production, or if they're planned to be characters added on later. What do you guys think?
I don't know. For the fact of those 4 characters, though, that have just been hacked, though, and released, it could be different either that they're DLC or if they're just found a way that they're going to put them in there.
Well, Mortal Kombat X, my only problem with Mortal Kombat X is just too much microtransactions, guys. Like DLC. I mean, okay, so when you start out the game, it has an initial 24 characters. That is your initial thing. There's a total of 29 characters. That means there's 5 extra characters in paid DLC. So, I mean, the original game had a lot more. Well, not original game, but MK9, which was Mortal Kombat, the one previous to this. I actually own all the DLC characters, and that cost me a pretty penny. Just release the characters, or release merit characters. Like, go Super Smash Brothers route. You have your set list of characters, your merit characters, and then
you get more.
Those DLC characters are ones that you really want, not ones
exactly.
that should be in the game originally. I mean, hell, even Predator. Predator should have been in the game originally. That's cool. That's super cool. I mean, hell, I would buy the game just to play as Predator.
I'm just disappointed that every company's jumping on the bandwagon of let's put some DLC on there so we can get some extra dough.
Yeah.
DLC has dominated everything, even for sales for most of these games and games companies, and it's starting to get very frustrating as well.
It should be
I mean, what happened to the old times where you could play a game and you have these Easter eggs or you have these cheat codes and stuff you put in, and then you get these characters, or you play through the game and you unlock these characters, and you get that feeling of like achievement that like, oh my god, I've done something so good in this game that like it's rewarding me. Now you're just rewarding yourself for paying for what you get, and it's not rewarding at all.
It's not,
Companies are just too greedy nowadays, I think.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, DLC should be replaced. Instead of buying the characters, you should you have to unlock them.
You mean be rewarded for playing the game?
Exactly. DLC should be added content. It should be content that isn't already the game that would entice somebody to buy it.
It should be purely aesthetic. It shouldn't actually be
But it should be something
like,
separate. Like, I love games that have separate storylines as DLC. Honestly, my one story that I use about complaining about DLC is Batman Arkham City. And don't get me wrong, this is like my favorite game, well, one of them. And the game was fantastic. It was absolutely amazing. I played through it on the PS3 version, which if you may or may not know, for the first time, Catwoman was included. She's a DLC character, but she was included originally on the PS3 version. Like, you got a code if you bought the game. And when I played through it, I didn't realize that she was a DLC character. I just thought she was a normal character. And I thought it was part of the story, which made it even better. Because seeing Catwoman's storyline, there's so many, cross points between Batman and Catwoman. Yeah, Batwoman and Catman.
Adam West is Catman.
Adam West.
Yeah. So it was just, but then I realized that Catwoman was actually DLC, and I was kind of sad. I was like, that's part of the integral story. So, moving on once more, just a little bit of tidbit information for you. Guardians of the Galaxy 2, for those of you who love Marvel movies, has been, a production name has been listed as Guardians 3000, which for any Marvel fans out there, it was the original team of the Guardians of the Galaxy. As you can see in the image up there, from right to left rather, you have Yondu Udanta, you have Martinez, Vance Astro, otherwise known as Major Victory, Charlie 27, and Starhawk. You may have noticed the name I said, Yondu Udanta. That's because a character, Yondu Udanta, played by Charlie Brooker, or Michael Brooker, one of those, appeared in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So what's interesting is that he announced that he will be returning for Guardians 2. So with the production name Guardians 3000, it raises the question of whether we're going to see the 3000 team. So one last thing before we get into the closing ceremonies of our show, our first show. Last Friday, there was an image released of The Thing from the brand new Fan 4 stick, as I so lovingly call it, because of the odd logo, not to confuse it with the original Fantastic Four with Michael Chiklis and all that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, what was that?
As you can see up there on the screen, that is the new Thing.
Wow.
He looks super cool, honestly. I mean,
That is actually
the only thing I
amazing.
don't like is that he just doesn't have a prominent brow like the Thing in the comics.
Bruh.
I don't know. Bro.
Now you're just nitpicking.
But that's just me. That's just like Marvel fan me over here, like nitpicking that
Nerding
stuff.
out, and it's good.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do here.
Yeah. All right. So, and then one last piece of news is IKEA is planning on releasing pads to go on furniture that will charge your phones and other technology wirelessly. These pads will come. You can either buy them in the furniture. So like new furniture coming out, like couches, like you'll see a little armrest, and you can put your phone on it and charge it. Or you can buy the pads, which the pads themselves will be actually $30. This will be coming around this spring. So very, very soon we will have our hands on wirelessly charging technology, which you can see right there. It's pretty cool. I'm excited for that.
Probably gonna stop by there and see what they got there.
Never have to worry about a cord again.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it'll probably come with complicated instructions.
Those
manual with
lovely
just,
chargers that
pictures.
break if you even bend them slight wrong way.
Love those.
Come with the complicated instructions and a monkey in a parka.
Oh,
Gotta love the IKEA monkey.
yeah. That's the best image. So moving on, we have a couple of, these are stories that I've heard throughout the week that I just find so interesting. Let's use the word interesting.
Moral
That I wanted to go over
injustice.
them with you just so you realize the kind of world that we live in today. First off, if you have seen the test footage that is posted on our Facebook page, then you'll know that we talked about Bloodborne a lot. So just to clue in on Bloodborne
Yes,
one
we
more
have
time,
talked
somebody this week just beat Bloodborne with a Rock Band controller. I kid you not.
The
The guitar, somebody took it and beat Bloodborne.
So did you guys hear about Bloodborne?
Secondly,
Do
on
we
my
have the
list
footage
of
of
the
the
dumbest
first
thing, no,
We
it's
don't?
online. You can find that footage online.
should've-
Well, this is actually a good time to do a little bit of a shameless plugging. Check out our Facebook page for updates on news as it happens, as well as seeing the episodes when they come out. Facebook.com/Nerds of the Round Table or Facebook.com/Nerds of the Round Table Show. I honestly forget which one. Or you can check out our YouTube channel, Nerds of the Round Table, to find the episodes as they come out. That will also have a link to the Facebook channel. Those are the primary places that you can see us around the internet. So check us out. Be sure to check us out as much as you can.
Check it out.
And share with your friends.
Share with your friends, yes.
And
yes.
family and acquaintances and that hobo that lives down the street.
So, finally, the stupidest thing I've heard all day, and just saying the sentence has dropped my IQ at least 10 levels. Now, be ready for this, and this is the first time all you guys are hearing this too, so this is your actual reactions. Russell Brand has come out of retirement in acting to join Nicolas Cage. That's right, the Nicolas Cage.
No.
Oh god. No.
To star in a comedy about killing Osama bin Laden.
Can I rage quit now?
Apparently, this is
I be
based
done?
off of a true story.
What?
Where a man had a dream in Colorado. A Colorado man had a dream about killing Osama bin Laden, about him specifically killing Osama bin Laden, and he went to Pakistan. And so this is the story about Nicolas Cage, that man, who goes to Pakistan. Russell Brand's role hasn't been specified yet, but just Did you guys not learn from the interview? Really? Really?
So this is actually happening.
This is actually happening.
This is actually
Russell
happening.
Brand just signed on today.
So basically what we're gonna do is, so they have like weapons and stuff now that actually work on like Korea. So we could somehow start something when this movie is released. Like we don't need this.
M. Night Shyamalan plot twist: SEAL Team 6 didn't kill Osama bin Laden. Nicolas Cage did.
And Russell
Guys,
Brand with his
Korea's
with his
Nerf
English
missiles
accent.
fly pretty far.
Yeah.
Those
So
Nerf missiles fly pretty far.
Oh, they do, yeah.
wrapping it up, this is my quote of the week. This quote comes to us from director Kevin Feige, director of Marvel Studios in general and president of, everything that it encompasses. Kevin Feige wrote this email to Amy Pascal when they were still in talks about Spider-Man. This was recently released on the WikiLeaks website. You can check out all their emails and stuff like that. Yes, that's Kevin Feige right there. So Kevin Feige is quoted with saying in this email about Spider-Man, "Why do we always have to witness the Spider-Man movie villain be created from scratch and imbue him with all the reasons why he should hate the world and especially Spider-Man? Why can't there just be some evil out there already and Spidey is the first and last line of defense? Use flashbacks to prove the ruthlessness, bloodlusting darkness of the beast, but don't bog down every Spider-Man movie with the complete creation and backstory of an innocent victim we can't come to fully despise because his evilness ain't his fault." Yeah.
I agree.
That hit pretty hard home.
So
gonna hate.
that's all the time we have for today, folks. It has been a pleasure being here with you, talking about the nerds and all the nerd stuff. We sure had a Camelot to talk about today, guys. So it was good that we got it all set and all
That was
done.
the first time you've ever
Snuck
said
that one in.
We did not plan that.
We didn't
Yep.
sneak any Bloodborne in though.
Oh yeah, we did. No Bloodborne.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us today. My name is Lucas Cardwell.
I'm Benjamin Swift.
And I am Noah Cormier.
And I am the best person on the show, Jeremy Dassaw.
That's
And we are your nerds of the round table. Thanks everybody. Have a good night.